Welcome to this Minecraft tutorial. Today I'll be showing you guys how to mod Minecraft Pocket Edition. Now this is just for the users of the best modding app out there. Mods for Pocket Edition by JK2 Designs. So personally, I'd like to thank you for downloading our app. Now let's get to it. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is pull up the app. You can see I have it pulled up right here. Now let's go ahead and select the plugin. Or a mod, as you may call it. Now my favorite one, where is it? I really like the random item. It gives random items to users at certain times, so they feel more inclined to play on your server. Alright, that's great. But now how do we install it? Since you can't directly install mods on your device, you have to set up a server. So let's set up a server, shall we? The first thing we're going to want to do is visit pocketmine.net. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up PocketMine. Now there you have three options here. You have the regular PocketMine, the beta build, and the development build. The regular build is not up to date with the current Minecraft, neither is the beta build, so we're going to have to go with the development build. It's the newest one they have. I haven't had any problems with it so far, and I doubt that you guys will either. So next, since we're running this on a Mac, we're going to go ahead and click on Mac. Now, it's going to ask us all these things to tell us all these things to set it up. So the first thing we're going to want to do is create a folder on our desktop. We'll call this server. Great, now that we have the folder, it's telling us to open up terminal. Now if you don't know where terminal is, you can just search it up here. Terminal. Perfect, we now have terminal. Oh, looks like I already have it up. But anyway, I'm going to go with a different color just because that's me. But anyway. Great, now that we have up terminal, let's follow the instructions. So the first thing you're going to do to set up the server is create a reference for it on terminal. So type in cd space, then drag in your folder that you made. Hit enter. Awesome. Now terminal knows where your folder is. Let's go ahead and get the link to download the server from PocketMine. So I'm going to copy this right here that I just highlighted. Copy. I'm going to paste it right on in there. Hit enter. And now it's going to go ahead and download the server from PocketMine. Now the great thing about this server is anybody on your local Wi-Fi network can come join you, and it's exclusively for you. There'll be nobody else on this server. So great. It went ahead and downloaded everything. So we can close out of terminal, and if we look in here, we have all the things. Awesome. Now, how do we start the server though? So right here, this is the start command. I'm going to go ahead and put this on a sticky note for you guys. Oh, looks like my computer's running a little bit slow. But anyway, it's ./start.sh. So when will this become useful? Let's go ahead and now we'll launch the server. So now that's downloaded, we just have to go cd space, drag in the server or your file. Again, it can be called anything. I just named mine server because it's just me. But anyway, we'll run it. It now knows where it is, and now we can go ahead and put in our start command ./start.sh. Ooh. So now it's going to go ahead and it'll run the setup wizard. The setup wizard will at first ask us for our language. And our language, I know I can speak a lot of languages, Italiano, Francis, Netherlands, Dutcho. But for this, I'm just going to go with English. So EN, enter. Great. Now it's going to ask if we agree to the license. I'm going to go and click yes, or type in Y for yes. Do we want to skip the setup wizard? We're going to go ahead and hit no. You always want to use the setup wizard, even if you've already done this a million times. Great. So now let's give our server a name. I'll call it Jack's PE server. Awesome. Now let's choose a port. If you don't know what a port is, we'll just go ahead and hit enter. So the default server port for Minecraft is 1932, and by just hitting enter, we set it to 1932. So now we're going to go and set a dedicated amount of RAM. Now your computer will have anywhere from 28 megabytes of RAM to thousands on thousands of megabytes of RAM. So now that we dedicated 256 megabytes of RAM to our server, it's going to ask us what game mode. Let's go ahead and do survival. So we'll press 0, enter. How many players do we want? Well, I want all my friends, so that's about 2 people. Now it comes down and says, do you want to enable spawn protection? We'll go ahead and hit yes. We don't want to break the blocks around the spawn protection. Or the OP is the admin. So let's go ahead and enter my Minecraft name. JackHouse1. Do you want to whitelist it? No. Whitelisting is when you only allow players to join the server that are on a white list. Now let's go ahead and do we want to disable query? No, we don't want to disable query, because if we disable query, it will not pop up on when you search for or when you type in the name. So do we want to disable query? No, we don't want to disable query, because when you type it in on your device, the IP, it won't show up if we have query disabled. So we're going to go ahead and do no. All right. Now it's going to say Rcoon. Rcoon is a protocol to remote connect with the server using a password. Again, we don't want a password on our server. We're going to go ahead and hit no for that. Now let's go ahead. It'll give us the IP of our server. We want the internal IP. This is very important that we record this. So I'm going to go ahead and open up TextEdit and put this IP right here, because you always want to have this. That's our IP. Now also, we cannot forget what port we set it at. So it's good to browse back here, find the port that we set it at. Since we just clicked entered, our port is 1932. So great. We now have our IP and our port. So let's go ahead and hit enter. And now it's set up. Awesome. It went ahead and set it up. Again, I chose a white background for terminal, so it's kind of hard to read the text, but if you highlight over it, you can see it. To stop the server, all you have to do is hit stop, type stop, S-T-O-P. And it went ahead right there and stopped the server. Now that we have the server going, or now that we just stopped the server, we might want to add some mods to it. So if we go back into the server folder and look at the plugins, this is where we'll drop the mods. Currently, we don't have any, so let's go find some mods. So how you do that is you'd go to, again, just Google Pocket Mine. And scroll down, hit plugins. And all of these plugins right here can be installed. Again, these are the same plugins that are in the app, so you can just view them on the app. So say you wanted, again, my favorite one is Random Item. Random Item's right there. The link to download it is right here, or this is what we would visit to download it. But since I don't really want to go through all that hazard, I'm just going to go ahead and look for it on here. And oh, here it is, Random Item. Awesome. Now we're going to download the .phr. We'll drag that to the desktop. Minimize the web browser. Now we'll go back into the server. Drag this, open up the plugins folder, drag it in, close it, and now we'll start back up the server. Now to start back up the server, again, I'm going to get a different terminal for you guys. Again, we'll just go CD, space, drag in the server. Awesome. Now what is our start command again? Is ./start.sh. We're going to go and enter it, and now you can see our server is starting up. So if you and your friends want to join this server and you're on the same Wi-Fi network, you'll go ahead and visit 192.168.1.210 for the IP, and the port will be 19132, and it'll load right on up. Now, just a few tidbits of information. When you download a mod and put it into the plugins folder on your server, and you're running the server, you will have to restart the server for those mods to show up.
All you have to do is type in refresh.
Or if you don't want to restart your server, you can just type in refresh and it'll refresh the whole server. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@jk2designs.com. Thank you and enjoy this app.